Hello everyone, TheSkilledRoy here, back with another Legends of Runeterra video. So if you'll remember, just before the World Ender arrived, many people were debating what the final champion was going to be. We of course knew that Aatrox was going to be coming as the expansion was named after him, and Kayle already had a spell that directly referenced her. I also managed to deduce that via the Tellstones, that Ryze was actually going to be the last champion to be added. But up till that point, many people believed that there was actually various leaks that were claiming that Poro King was the final champion. As is often the case with leaks, things are either half-truths or misunderstood or, honestly, just outright lies. So again, I caution people for following these completely. Trust me, as someone who does a lot of research on this game and does a lot of studying on it, people come to me with leaks all the time, and I'd say about 99.9% of them are entirely false. But today we do have some more information that does in fact point towards the one and only Poro King. Now, I'm not going to take any credit for this. The community as a whole has been super on top of any possible information regarding our liege, and so I think this is more of a reporting session than an outright theory video. But with that all being said, let's begin. So, the Poro King is a mythical creature, existing canonically in the lore of a skin universe, as well as a side game mode in the original League of Legends. And as the name implies, he leads the Poros, the cute fluffy 1-drops we know from a variety of cards at this point. Now, the Poro archetype has always been a rather interesting one, as the archetype is typically known for amassing a large amount of Poros, and then using cards like Poro Snacks to buff up your units. But something interesting happened recently. You see, randomly this expansion, a bunch of cards were changed to specify Poro followers rather than just Poros. This immediately begs the question, what other type of Poro could there be besides follower Poros? Obviously, the answer, partially anyways, is Poro champions. But even more interestingly, I believe they could be referring to Poro spells. You see, if a hypothetical Poro King card could exist in Legends of Runeterra, they could actually not just be a Freljord card, even though that's where most of the Poros are located. They could actually in fact be a Runeterran champion. Runeterran champions have unique deck building constraints outside of the typical regions you're usually playing around. For example, one is like the Cultist, like being able to put in all Occultist cards, or in all the Darkened cards, which you see on Varus, Kayn, and Aatrox. Now I suggest that Poro King might not be Freljordian, but rather will be a Runeterran champion who allows you to put in all the Poro cards. I also suspect that they may change the iconic Poro spells, such as Poro Cannon and Poro Snacks, to become Poro spells. We know that they're willing to put subtypes on top of spells because we recently also got the Cultist followers and the Cultist spells. But this is far from just a theory. Right now, if you go to the Path of Champions mode and look at the star powers for Aatrox, you will find there for some reason that they're all using Poro art or Poro adjacent art for his Path of Champions abilities, which is a little unfitting to say the least. I suspect that the files accidentally got swapped between the two champions, between Aatrox and this hypothetical Poro King. Even right now, you can use specific coding within the game to pull up a little profile picture of the Poro King image. Now this is pretty definitively showing that Poro King is coming to Legends of Runeterra, but I don't want to stop there. You'll notice upon closer inspection that this Poro King is seemingly like a plush or a stuffed animal. It's hard to tell without context, but the Poro King might not actually be exactly what we think it is. If you look at the flavor text for a few of the various Freljord cards, we actually get a possible explanation for this. Some cards, like Call of the Wild and the recent Warden of the Tribes, both reference a character named Ingvar the Younger, who seems to be a nephew of another famous Freljord character, the Babbling Bjerg. We know this from the flavor text of the card Call of the Wild. And this one has a mouth full of big jagged teeth and smashy fists and super angry eyes and a huge tree-shaking roar. Uncle Bjerg told me so. This Ingvar is seemingly ridden like a child, which would make sense if this plush Poro King is existing as his stuffed animal. We can even see this in the background of another Poro-related card that was added this set, the Pouty Poro. It is possible that the Poro King we are getting is actually a creation of imagination from this Ingvar kid. With all this evidence stacking on top of each other, it seems impossible to deny that the Poro King will be coming to Legends of Runeterra, at least in some fashion, in the near future. Given that the Poro King is winter themed, it's possible that he could be a champion expansion like we had previously with Jace and Aphelios. But honestly, I don't really have any idea when he'll possibly be released. But the roadmap we had previously mentioned that more original champions would be arriving in 2023, and so the Poro King as an original champion, as he's not currently in League of Legends, certainly fits that bill of an original champion, so therefore probably sometime in 2023. Now that's all for me today. Thank you everyone for watching. I know the information in this video has been passed around a lot already, but I wanted to make sure I specifically mentioned the connections regarding Ingvar. Anyways, again, thank you so much everyone. I will see you all next time. Peace out.